a spy isn't as glamorous as I thought. But it isn't dull.
Hello, everybody.
Who are you?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to my special birthday stream. I am Daniel Parker, and yes, I'm the birthday boy. And joining me is, of course, my wonderful and talented artist on Angels Awakening, Bogdan. Hello, Bogdan.
Hello, everybody. Happy birthday, Daniel.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, it's one more year closer to the inevitable, but you know. So what we're looking at. So tell us what we're looking at right now.
So we're drawing Mr. Daniel Parker with Jessica in a spy like James Bond pose. I'm still. It's still in the sketch phase, so I'm doing that like as a birthday present.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. I have no doubt it's going to turn out really cool. So I really don't have really very many topics to talk about. I just thought maybe we would just kind of go with the flow and see where it goes. But I guess
this week was pretty quiet, so
it was. Yeah, it was.
I mean, in the comic book industry, because in gaming with the PlayStation, there's a bit of disasters there.
I don't know if I heard about that. What was going on there?
No, they announced God of War. It's on PlayStation 4, so everybody's having a fuzz now. Everybody.
Yeah.
But nothing on comics. So.
Oh yeah. Well, we did have Neil Gaiman kind of opening his mouth up and dumping on the fans, which seems to be a normal occurrence these days with many comic book pros.
Yeah, I don't know why they are doing that, but you cannot stop them. You cannot say like, okay, you can tell them they're wrong, but they won't change their mind. So.
Right. Yeah. It's very it's not that was one of the things in the early days of Comicsgate was everyone was talking about customer service. It's like, well, in a lot of comic book pros, they don't see the industry that way. They see it. They're artists, and they're just creating stuff, and they don't really see it as a business that they're selling a product.
I can confirm that because before entering Comicsgate, I was doing art mostly for myself, and I said, okay, if I sell, it's okay. If I don't sell, it's still okay because I'm doing art. Mm-hmm. I was making my money from theater, my theater job. So I was like creating just for myself. Joining Comicsgate, I started to learn about the importance of also listening to the customer.
Yeah.
But I can know how an artist thinks. It's like, okay, I'm doing this. If you like it, okay. If you don't like it, it's still okay. I'm doing whatever I want.
Yeah. And I think that's a great way to approach it. And being able to, because I mean, you're not going to be able to please everybody. There are going to be some people Yeah. There are going to be some people who are not going to like what you're doing, but if you have a group of people, though, if you do have a core customer base, if you will, that does enjoy what you're creating, I think that far outweighs any negativity you might be facing.
Yeah, and also if you have people like critics or stuff like that, you don't have to act like, oh, if you don't like it, go fuck yourselves. You are all Nazis, and no, if somebody doesn't like my art, okay, I won't bash him in the head for that. So
Yeah, that never made sense to me that to do that, because before getting into comic books, I owned my family and I owned a small business, and if I talk to customers the way that these professionals are talking to their fans, like my father would just chew my ass out, six ways
yeah,
to Sunday. It's just
yeah, it's normal because you're trying to sell stuff, not trying to push people further away. It
yeah.
was the same was when I was on board. So I was working in the theater, so I didn't have that much to do with the public. But I knew guys from shops. They always said, like, if the customer had a complaint, they always had to smile. They were doing trainings. You need to smile. You need to be always polite.
Hmm.
If they have any problem, send them to the manager. And but always you had to smile. You have to be polite,
Yeah,
because even if the customer is wrong, he's always right. So they were doing special trainings for this.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so I don't know. They didn't do the training for the comic pros, I think.
No, they didn't, and I think that's largely because in the olden days, I mean, the Twitter is a relatively new thing in
Yeah,
the grand scheme of things. I mean, Twitter wasn't around for a long time for a lot of these pros, so a lot of them didn't interact with customers. The only time they probably interacted with any of them were at conventions.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like life as an artist is pretty solitary, so you don't know how to act with people.
yeah,
Uh, the problem with Twitter is, like, before social media, I think people were still the same. Now you just see them more because they have a place where they can expose themselves.
hmm,
So I think this is what is happening now. We have more social media. We have more people that can say whatever they want. So artists are always like that. I did art school, so I know I know that artists usually they don't act pretty well with other people. They are
yeah,
pretty solitary.
yeah. I can say the same thing for writers too. Yeah, we're like with me. I mean, most of my social interactions have been on live streams. I you know, really don't get out and meet people that much. Of course,
Especially the last year.
yeah,
So
especially yeah. So it's just a very very solitary life. It can be very solitary. So so talking to other human beings can be daunting for a lot of people.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, I have to say your rendition of me is looking very good.
Yeah, I'm looking at your picture, like your avatar.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to do that.
yeah. I'm just glad I look a lot skinnier in there than I do in real life. I'm,
Oh, come on. Yeah, you have bigger cheeks, I think.
yeah. But no, I like that. That's really cool. Um, but yeah, and speaking of that too, I don't know if you saw what was going on with heavy metal.
Ah, they don't need fans like that. They grew up. I
Yeah,
don't. I don't know who they put in charge for the social, because for sure it's not the head of heavy metal
No.
that is in charge of the social media stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they put people like that, because they are only ruining the image.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's like I was saying before, social media is a new invention. So having somebody trained in the art of social media communication, that's obviously a new field that's coming into its own, and obviously more training is required for some people because they don't know.
Yeah.
It's just they obviously don't know. Like you said, the expression "the customer is always right" doesn't seem to be an expression that's in their
No, and also
Yeah.
you see people like, okay, maybe you see somebody that is saying something that you don't agree with. You don't have to answer. You don't have to leave it
Yeah.
like that. Nobody, that guy said what he had to say. You don't have to agree with him, but don't put more gasoline on the fire. So this is was what was happening with the heavy metal. Like, people was criticizing. Maybe they were right, maybe they weren't. Uh, don't answer. If you will just ruin or bring more drama to at your doorstep if you answer to those posts. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, that the expression "don't feed the trolls" is a very a very good way of going about things.
yeah, and it's not just the trolls, because maybe people have legitimate criticism,
Mhm.
but they are catering for a demographic at this point, no? So you know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's
And you
yeah.
have people upset on the other side, and
Mhm.
it's normal because they are catering for this demographic. If they were catering to the 90s comic book guys demographic,
Right.
they will get other people upset. So I think they made like the balance. Okay, who do we upset more, the guys from the 90s or the other guys that from the 2010?
Yeah.
So they made a choice, but they don't have to answer for the critics that they receive from the guys from the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's best to leave things just like you said, just don't answer it. Just let them speak, and let them say their piece and then move on.
Yeah, it's Twitter at the end. It's not the most important thing in your life.
Yeah, and something that I kind of I have to tell myself all the time is that Twitter is not the real world.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the last year Twitter became the real world because everybody
Mm.
was closed in the inside. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And everybody was, they were talking to their families through Zoom and other things, and they weren't able to
yeah, yeah.
actually see them. Although, in my case, with my family, we didn't care. We just like, all right,
I'm used to not seeing my family for long periods of time, because while working on board, you don't see them for months. So hello,
yeah,
Darth Cat.
yeah. Are they? So I guess your family, they're still in Romania.
Yeah, they live in Romania.
Okay,
I'm staying in Italy here with my fiance.
right. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's yeah. I just realized there's quite a bit about you I don't know.
Yeah, sure. You can ask. I don't have. I'm not afraid of doxing myself
Yeah.
or stuff about me.
Well, yeah. Bobcat's here. Hello, Darth Bobcat. Good to see you, man. Actually, now that since he's in there, and Bogdan, could you do me a favor? Do you have the stream open on YouTube?
No, let me check. No, because last time I was watching on YouTube the video and it was late.
Oh,
My
okay.
my image was late, so let me check
Uh,
now.
yeah, because once you get on there, like, just type something in the chat, and then I'll make you a moderator.
Okay.
I meant to do that last time we talked, and I completely spaced on it. And I meant to do it with Bobcat, and I spaced on it. But Bobcat's is a mod now, so I want to make you a mod too.
We have the power now.
Yes. Okay. And there you go. You are now a moderator.
So yeah, like I get both parts. Like people don't on the comic book side, I get I get this, but like I said, you don't have to answer everybody. You don't
Right.
have to answer like if you start to answer to everybody, you lose valuable energy from your brain.
Yeah. It becomes a waste of time.
Yes, because you
Yeah.
cannot change the mind of somebody who already made his mind up from
Yes.
before starting to talk with you. Even
Yeah.
if you bring facts in the equation, you won't change the mind that you know what I mean. Like
Mm-hmm.
I will give
Yeah.
again a gaming example. You won't change the mind of an Xbox fan that PlayStation is better than Xbox, for
Mm.
example.
Yeah.
It's the same with comics and with everything.
Yeah. Yeah. You get people who think DC's better than Marvel, and vice versa. And
Yes.
yeah.
And even if you bring proof that one is better than the other, he was like, no, it's subjective.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly, I don't have a preference one way or the other with Marvel or DC. I like there are heroes in both, publications that I like, and they both
Yeah, I
have.
like,
Yeah.
for example, I like Spider Man a lot.
Mhm.
And I like Batman. I think it's my favorite.
Oh,
I know it's cliche, but Batman is my favorite hero.
yeah, I think he's probably mine too. Yeah. Yeah, I grew up on like the animated series, and then
Same.
yeah, and then the Tim Burton movies. Oh.
But yeah, from Marvel, I like Spider Man. I like Iron Man. I was watching the Fantastic Four, the cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like from both sides. I don't like mostly nothing that they are doing new, but the old
Hmm.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would tend to agree. Yeah, it's well, one of the reasons I like Spider-Man is because we have the same last name. But
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it's it is interesting seeing the that dynamic between the two camps, and just it's just kind of like, hey, we all like this medium, we all like, different story. We all like superheroes and all this stuff. Let's just all kind of get along. It's nice to have a friendly debate, but not don't let it devolve into something personal and something awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Torino.
Hey, Torino, good to see you.
He has nice characters also, Torino.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's shown off the art you've done for his characters. That's awesome. Yeah.
And he has a really, really good story. So I'm shilling for him now.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I've heard him talking about it. Yeah, it sounds really cool. I hope he gets to make it one day.
Same, because he deserves it.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to think what else happened this week. Oh well, There is something I could. There's one thing I wanted to talk to you about. I don't know. Did you see the trailer for Eternals?
No, no, no.
Oh,
I'm staying away from. I like I said, away from. What was that? Vision, WandaVision.
Wanda. Yeah, yeah.
The Winter Soldier and the Falcon. Or I haven't watched that.
That one. The first half of it is good, and then the back half of it isn't very good.
I think for me, Endgame was the ending of MCU.
Yeah, that seems to be the case for a lot of people. Yeah, it just they got to that point, and you
But it's
know,
not because I didn't like what came after. It was like okay, it's done.
yeah.
So I wasn't. I lost my interest.
Yeah, I will say that with especially with Spider-Man Far From Home, which I didn't hate it, but I didn't really like it either. And
Yeah,
then
yeah. I like the visuals.
yeah,
The what Mysterio was doing. I really like that.
yeah, that was really cool. But I will say the story I thought was okay.
Yeah,
It
nothing special.
yeah, which is unfortunately it seems to be kind of the direction Marvel that the MCU is going, is just putting out, very generic stories.
Yeah, no, like I liked a lot Infinity War
Oh,
when
it
I
did
first
too. Yeah.
when I first watched it. But Endgame was it's okay for an ending.
Yeah.
It's nothing special. So maybe that's why I'm not interested.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought Endgame was a little bloated at times.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there were like 10 movies in one. They tried to do a heist movie. They tried to do the ending, put all the characters in the same shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I will say this, I think they made a mistake doing time travel.
Yeah,
Because when you and I'm gonna say this. This is just like with this series that we're working on. I'm not gonna touch time travel. Just I'm not gonna.
better.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch it. Just
Because if you do it, you need to do it perfect. Because if not, you'll have just holes all over the place.
yeah, and it gets so confusing and having to keep up with everything. It's just like, yeah, it's just better to avoid it.
I think the easiest way to do it is the multiverse version. Be like
Mhm.
every change you do in the past, it makes another universe. I think that's the easy way with time travel.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely the best way to go about it. I remember I don't know if do you ever hear of Steins Gate?
Yes, I heard about it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's that's what they do in that show. Is it's you have all these different timelines going on at the same time, and and what happens is they would change something in the past and they'd split off into another timeline. But the other
Ah,
timeline that they just left was still in existence.
well, it sounds interesting. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll have a watch.
yeah, it starts off really slow, but but the payoff is actually really good. It kind of reminds me of if you took like an episode of The Twilight Zone or The Outer Limits and stretched it out to an entire season of a show. That's kind of what Steins Gate is.
Nice.
Yeah. So I know you caught me on with Don Chin yesterday.
Yes.
He asked me who I thought could play Jessica in a movie, and I said Anne Hathaway because I've heard some people say Anne Hathaway, but I don't. very hard for me to think of an actress who could play Jessica.
Same for me. You know, you
Yeah.
told me that to make it not look that much like Black Widow, no?
Yeah.
But I think Scarlett Johansson will play a good Jessica when she was younger. So
Yeah. She could have. Yeah. 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 It
uh,
was. But I
I don't know for an actress.
yeah. And then there was this there was one British actress, and I can't remember her name, but she was in the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
The mermaid.
The one after it, the one after the mermaid one. This one was with
I haven't seen the last one. The one with the fish people. No, the fish people. It was what was his name?
um um
The guy who played also a villain in James Bond. I think Salazar was his name in the movie. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah. Okay, you haven't seen that one. Okay, yeah. Javier Bardem. Yeah, he was the. I can't remember the villain, the name of the villain he played, but yeah, there's a woman, a woman in that movie, and I can't think of her name, but that's kind of. I think she would probably work. Let me see if I can.
Keira Knightley.
No, not Keira Knightley. Well, no, she might. Although she might be a little too skinny. She'd have to put some. She'd have to bulk up. Let's see. All right, let me. I think I found her. Let's see. Open this in a new tab, and I'll have to. No, I don't. I wanted to open the image in a new tab, not a. Okay, there we go. Totally professional here, folks. All right. Share. And I'll just do this real quick. And
Torino, time travel, it's like eating sloppy joes. It can get really messy really fast. Yes, it can get really messy really fast.
Yes. Yeah, and you're welcome, Torino. Yeah, we would really love to see that. Love to see your story someday. All right.
Yes, she could do a good Jessica.
Yeah, I think she could. So, yeah. So somebody like that. Kea Scodelario?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, she could play good Jessica, I think. From the looks.
Yeah. Of course, acting ability, might be that's another thing, but obviously a lot goes into playing a character, not just the way they look.
But after watching the trailer, I really think that it could be a good cartoon show.
I do too. Yeah, I actually I went back and rewatched Castlevania, and I think that kind of animation style would work very well with Angel's Awakening.
Yeah, I still have to watch the last season. I haven't managed to watch it. I saw everything until season 4.
Yeah,
but I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Season 4 was good. It's got they certainly made it seem like it's the last season.
Well, I think they are doing Devil May Cry. I think now next.
Oh, okay.
And then Berserk, maybe. It's not confirmed, but I think they are doing Devil May Cry next.
Yeah,
so that should be cool.
Yeah. I think it's I think it is the last Castlevania because obviously Warren Ellis got canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he likes the girls.
Yeah. Yes, because he likes young women.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On that, I sincerely I haven't seen anything wrong. Yeah, he made some promises that he didn't keep, but uh, it wasn't grooming because
no,
they were saying it was grooming and it wasn't at all.
no,
But okay,
no. Yeah, it's not grooming. It's just it's being a dick to get laid,
yeah,
which
exactly,
which the last time I checked it wasn't illegal.
yeah. But they made it sound like it was something illegal. Though those from what we know, they were all I think over 20 even.
Yeah, yeah. It's not. I mean, they're legally adults. You know,
Yeah.
they can make decisions they on their own, and you know, it's just yeah, yeah. Yeah, I better stop there because I might go into a rant.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I have to admit I haven't played Devil May Cry. I've
No, it's good. It's good.
yeah.
It has an outrageous story, but it's really, really, really good. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I know they did. There was one game that they did where like he looked like a like a guy from a boy band.
Yeah, that was the reboot
Oh,
from I think Ninja Theory. It's the company name. They
mm,
try to do. They actually in the beginning they tried to do something different, and it was looking cooler than what it ended up to. Then they started to antagonize the fans when they said that the design change was shitty. It was
mm,
like, no, the old design was shitty.
yeah.
Basically, they said that. So imagine the backlash that they got.
Hmm.
It's always the same. It's like, okay, you have some fans that they might not like your changes. No, it's
Hmm.
normal. Like if you give me to design Sub Zero, maybe I will have my interpretation of his design, and I might have people that will get pissed at me because I made those choices. That doesn't mean they are wrong.
Yeah.
So this is what a lot of creators do. Is like, okay, I did this design how I wanted to.
Hmm.
You're fucking wrong and you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Basically, they say like that. The people, no,
Yeah.
they're pissed off because you changed something that they like,
Yeah.
and when you change something that people like, people get angry.
Hmm. Yeah. As somebody who's not a fan of change, I can understand that. And I what I would say is if you're going to change something,
Like for example, if I put this on Jessica, people
no,
will get pissed. I think.
yeah, yes, people would get very pissed. I one of them would be me, but but what I would say is if you're going to change something, make that change better than what it was before.
Yeah, but sometimes you think their change is better, and it's actually made the character worse.
Worse, yeah.
But the subjective side of art says to the brain of the artist, this is better.
Hmm.
Like the designs of the Devil May Cry. Let me, because you never play Devil May Cry. No,
No.
I ask you which design is better. So let me check, get some photos.
Okay.
So we have this save image. 1 second.
Yeah.
So where's the so we have this design. It's not the best quality. Let me, maybe I can find something better.
Mm.
But it's not that bad, no?
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's all right. Yeah.
And you have this design. 1 second. Oh, it's the same.
Oh,
1 second, because I think I fucked up.
oh no,
So you
no
have
worries. Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
this design.
Oh,
Which one is
yeah.
better?
I would. I mean, I would say that one's probably better.
So this one, the second one.
Yeah, that one.
So
The
this is
second
the original design. So they changed it in the remake with this.
one. With that.
Yeah, he was supposed to be younger, but they basically made an edgy version of the original character. So that's why people were pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, it's always a challenge to try to, you know, make something better, but also trying to stay faithful to what it was you've already established.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I remember when Daniel Craig was cast. And this is different, but I remember when Daniel Craig was cast as James Bond, and people were mad because he had blonde hair, and every James Bond before that was dark hair, and it's like,
Yeah, people will get pissed when you change something that's already good.
yeah, and I will say I think I personally like Daniel Craig's James Bond movies. I think Daniel Craig's good as the character. Hair color. Yeah.
To be honest, I only saw the Sean Connery James Bond.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I've Connery, I thought, was very much a kind of more of a working man's James Bond than I mean, he was suave, but he was also kind of had that working man feel to him. I guess that might be because he's Scottish.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just my mind, but yeah, he I liked like Goldfinger. I thought was a good movie.
Yeah, Goldfinger was good. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, we actually in Micah's Discord server we had a little bit of a talk about like the best Bond henchman, and a lot of people were saying Jaws, but then I'm like, no, I think Odd Job was cooler.
No, I think.
Well, Jaws was cool.
Jaws was good.
Yeah. Let's see. What's Bobcat here? Or they offered Idris Elba the role of Lord of the Rings in that biopic. He turned it down because he didn't want to be the Tolkien. But I love you, Bobcat. But anyway,
wasn't it Idris Elba supposed to be James Bond, the next one?
I think they were thinking about doing that. Yeah, they were thinking about making him the next James Bond. But but for some reason, I don't. I think it's because he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I think I didn't mind because they were trying to do that before even Daniel Craig. I think they were trying to do PDD. The first rumor was that like PDD will become the next James Bond. Then they got Daniel Craig.
Yeah. I don't know who they're. Yeah, and it kind of sounds like they're trying to get the woman to do it. That's in the new movie. Can't remember her name.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's she's the black woman. I can't remember it. She was in. Well, I don't know. Did you see Captain Marvel?
No.
No. Okay. I think you told me that last time.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like the character that much, so I wasn't that interested.
Yeah, and you didn't miss anything. But she played Rambo in Captain Marvel. I think that was her. I can't remember. I don't remember that movie very well.
Maybe it's better.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah. uh, yeah. But actually, yeah. Get back to with Marvel, the Marvel shows. You're not missing anything with WandaVision. That show wasn't very good at all.
No, I never got. I watched the trailers, so it didn't get me interested in the show.
Yeah, it was. That's another show that like that, and I was talking about this with Bobcat, Darth Bobcat, not too long ago. Where like a lot of these streaming shows, they take forever to develop a story. Yeah, and and it doesn't matter what genre the show is in or what platform it's on. They're all like that.
I watched recently Man in the High Castle. So that
Mm,
show it's interesting. It's like what will happen if Nazis won the war.
yeah.
So you have the Japanese and the Germans ruling the world.
Oh yeah.
It's an interesting movie. But yeah, also that one's until it starts is like you have to see 10 episodes.
Yeah. I think I have that. I think I have the book of that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
who wrote the book?
oh, wasn't Philip K. Dick, was it?
I think yes. Philip
Okay,
K. Dick.
Philip K. Dick. Okay. Yeah, that's another show I've been meaning to watch, and haven't had the chance. And I'm watching The Witcher right now.
I played the game. I didn't watch the show.
Yeah, I'm watching the show, but I haven't played the game. I need to. I'm a little now. Do you have to play like the first two games to know the third game, or can you just jump right into the third game?
You can just jump right in. You will be like, okay, who are these characters? But it's pretty much a self-contained story.
Okay.
You have recurring characters, but yeah, it's pretty much a self-contained story.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The show is a little odd. I'm kind of having a hard time getting into the lore. Trying to.
I think the show it's more after the book than the games.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
I might be wrong because the games also are after a book.
Yeah, I think there were books, and then they made them into the games, and then they doing the show. Yeah. Yeah, I will say, like, I like Henry Cavill as Geralt. He's good.
Yeah, he also likes he's a fan of the game, so I heard he does a really good impression of Geralt.
Yeah, yeah. What? Although I found it kind of jarring is like they kind of go from kind of talking like old English, and then they'll just switch to modern English, and it's like what?
No, they don't do that in the games.
Okay, yeah, they did. Like there's a scene where like the bard is talking to Geralt, and he's talking to him in this like kind of old English like way of talking, and then Geralt's just like fuck off, bard. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you have accents in the games, but not talking like old English. Is like how you say it, like
Yeah.
I proclaim the
Yeah, like
they
like
don't speak like that. They speak normally, but just like maybe they have Cockney accents. They have English accents, like English from England.
right, yeah. Yeah,
Garrett speaks normally.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's so it's not like Shakespeare. It's
No.
Yeah, that was that was what I found difficult trying to read the book of the Lord of the Rings. Tolkien wrote it in that old English, and it's kind of hard to follow.
Don't say that to the Lord of the Ring fans.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not. I like the books and the movies, but I'm not.
Yeah, I like the movies, and I even like the Hobbit movies. I know a lot of people didn't like the Hobbit movies, but I thought those were good.
I saw them until Desolation of Smaug,
Mm.
and I haven't watched the what's it called, the
Uh,
five army five.
yeah, Battle of the Five Armies.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, that one was good. It's although admittedly I've only watched it once, but it's I think it's the shortest of all the movies. It's only about 2.5 hours compared to like the 3.5 hours the other ones are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they just like, okay, we can, how you say, when you prolong uh, the time unnecessarily.
Yeah.
They were doing that with the Hobbit, but Lord of the Rings, the original trilogy, it's amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and I think a lot of of course, the issues that they had with the Hobbit was that they didn't have enough time to put it all together and make it. Because with the Lord of the Rings, I mean, Peter Jackson started working on that like 4 or 5 years before they even started shooting it.
Yeah, and yeah, you can see that he put a lot of work in that movie.
yeah, and then the Hobbit, he didn't have that much time because I think Guillermo del Toro was originally supposed to direct it, and then for some reason he had to back out, so then Jackson had to take over, and he just didn't have nearly as much time.
Yeah, I remember that Guillermo del Toro was supposed to do also In the Mouth of Madness, no?
I think so. Yeah.
Or what happened with that, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, there are a lot of those movie projects that just they get stuck in development hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Like Batman, I think. The Batman is stuck in the one with Robert Pattinson.
yeah, I heard about that. It's not looking good. I mean, I've been reading the plot of that. It sounds really strange.
I'm usually, when I want to see a movie, I'm not going to read. I don't read spoilers.
Oh yeah. It I'll try not to get too spoilery, but again, these are probably just rumors. But it seems like they're kind of the Riddler's the main villain, and
Yes, I heard about that.
yeah,
I don't like his design.
yeah, I don't either.
He looks like another character. Riddle was
Yeah,
supposed to be like normal looking, not goofy.
right.
He was supposed to be like Jigsaw, but dressed in green.
Yeah, and it kind of looks like they're trying to do like a cross between Saw and Seven.
That could work if they do the detective work of Batman really, really solid.
Yeah,
Because I like the detective side of Batman.
yeah, I do too. Yeah, yeah, the more investigative part of it, as opposed to him just going around beating people up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him beating people up also, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I like more the detective part. Like, they could do a really nice noir movie with Batman.
Yeah. Kind of like did you ever? I don't know if you ever read or saw the animated movie with of Gotham by Gaslight.
No, I haven't read that. And I haven't seen but I heard about it.
It's good. Yeah. They changed the ending from the comic book to the animated movie, but it's interesting. It kind of has that sort of, it has that murder mystery feel to it because it's about Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, I always wanted to see that. I saw Hush that they changed also who Hush was in the animated movie.
Yeah, that, which didn't make any sense at all.
No,
I don't know why.
no.
I don't know why
I think
they
it
did
was
that.
Riddler. No,
Yeah, it's Riddler. Yeah, they changed it from Thomas Elliot to Riddler. which
doesn't make any sense.
no, that didn't make any sense at all. Yeah.
And also the Killing Joke, they ruined it with the unnecessary intro.
Yeah, that was strange. The first half of that movie was really weird. They
It
didn't.
was like,
Yeah.
when I saw it, like, okay, let's watch the Killing Joke. I always wanted to hear Mark Hamill doing the Joker of the Killing Joke.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, wait, why are we focusing on Batgirl?
yeah, and her creepy stalker. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was very, very strange. Don't worry, we're not going to have anything like that in this series. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Until now, Angels. I'm curious what's happening next. So, but I don't. I'm not baiting you into spoilers.
No.
I like to be surprised.
Yeah. It's the script's still in the works. I'm probably I'm gonna have to have it. I gotta have it edited because it's there's probably quite a bit of fat I need to trim off of it. There's some couple of scenes that need to be condensed, and there might be a couple of pages here and there that I might have to take out just for the sake of pacing and book size, because it's because I'm very close to the end of part 1, and it's close to 60 pages.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's they're probably
it's
going to
a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I said, that's just part 1. So it's going to be much more definitely a bigger story and much more involved plot than because they're going to be like, there's a main plot and there's also going to be kind of a little subplot in there too.
I really like the straightforwardness of Angel's Awakening. It's easy to follow. It's like, okay, she goes in a mission and she has to do that.
Yeah,
I really liked. I like that about this story.
Yeah, and yeah, there's going to be that in the next book too. But yeah, it'll there's quite a bit of like conspiracy and stuff in there, so it'll be a fun story. I think you're going to love drawing it.
It will have Alex Jones.
Not quite, but yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about having a character like that in there somewhere at some point,
like a radio station guy, like they did in the Spider-Man on PlayStation 4. They did James Jonah Jameson.
Yeah,
he's Alex Jones basically.
Yeah. They kind of did that too in the new Spider-Man movie. They did the same thing, made him into a like Alex Jones type guy, and it's still it was still J.K. Simmons playing him, which was really, really cool.
Yeah, because he came out at the end. No, it was at the end of the movie. They showed that it was J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah. He's like, Spider-Man is a menace. Yeah, but it'll be a fun story. And there are a couple of characters in Angel's Awakening that didn't really get a whole lot of you don't see a whole lot of them in there, but you're going to see a lot of them in the next book.
Nice. I know which character. I think.
Yeah.
I think I know.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun, and I think a lot of people are going to love Angel's Awakening, and they're going to love this series.
Yes, yeah. I'm sure of that. When they will get a book in their hands, they will be happy.
Yeah. Well, we're getting close to the hour mark. You Bogdan, got anything else to say?
No. I'm good. I'm good.
Well,
Back Angel's Awakening.
Yes.
And also happy birthday, Daniel.
Thank you. Yes, and yes, Back Angels Awakening. Let me put the I'll put the link to the campaign in the chat, and just real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and show the campaign off, very just for a little bit. So, all right. So we're still at 1690. We're at 48 backers, so we just need 2 more backers to get to 50. And yeah, we got 25 days left. So we got so the campaign will end on the 29th. And it will go in demand. I'll just go ahead and say that now. It'll go in demand. So, and even if we don't reach the funding goal at the end of the campaign, you're still going to get your books. So I want people to read this book. I want people to see it. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't backed it already, there's still some time for you to do that. And yeah, you could pick up one of these. Pick up any version you want. You could get the featured tier that's got all 3 covers, and of course you can always also get a tier with this lovely pinup poster here. Of course, all of the artwork was done by Bogdan, except for the other cover, which was done by Carla Tornelli. But yeah, don't miss out on this book. It's amazing.
Yep, I can vouch for that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't think I got anything more to say. I appreciate all the birthday wishes from everybody, and thank you, Bogdan, for your birthday present here. I'm sure it looks great right now, and I have no doubt it's going to look great once it's done.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and
yes.
We will speak. We'll speak on Twitter, and hope we'll do streams more often.
Yes, yeah, we'll be doing quite a few more streams. You can follow me. I'm at Daniel_Parker63, and you can follow Bogdan. He's at Bogdan Digital Art.
Yeah, you can find me on most of the places: Instagram, Twitter, Bogdan Digital Art.
Yeah.
So see you.
Yes.
And happy birthday again. All the best, and more books. Books.
Yes, more books. And and thank you again. And before we take off, we're gonna play the trailer for Angels Awakening one more time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
The life of a spy isn't as glamorous as I thought. But it isn't dull.